Myrlie Evers-Williams. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you. Is, among other things, so many things, a civil rights activist, a writer, a mother, a scholar, a struggler, an achiever, one who succeeds. She's a human being. That's a key one right there. Born Myrlie Louise Beasley in Vicksburg, Mississippi, raised by her grandmother, a school teacher, Evers-Williams loved learning and music. Growing up in the segregated South, she went to Alcorn A&M College. It was there that she met Medgar Evers, a World War II veteran. The couple married in December of 1951. When her husband became Mississippi Field Secretary for the National Association for the Advancement of Colored People, that's the NAACP, Evers-Williams worked alongside him. She assisted him as he strove to end the unjust practices of racial segregation in schools and other facilities and campaigned for voting rights, as many African Americans at that time still were denied the rights in the South. Medgar Evers was shot and killed in front of his home on June 12, 1963, a topic which is discussed in the book. It is here that I'd like to defer from my notes. I like so much that you cannot, bullet or sword, stop truth. Can't. It's just impossible to do that. And when it is so lovingly, gracefully put into such a wonderful human being so that we may understand this truth and that this truth can live on despite those who are not able to. I had the good fortune to go over to Myrlie's house for some dinner when I was about 11. It was good. I know you were wondering. It was excellent. I had juice with my dinner. And at that time, I was still very confused in a lot of ways about where I fit on this planet. And she reminded me of how I might be observed by those around me. And she also reminded me how important it is to speak clearly, to remember where you came from so that you may best represent those who are coming. And I don't know if I would have taken that to heart if this gracious woman, and that really is a way to describe her, one way to describe her, if this gracious woman had not so sincerely believed and lived what she speaks, I think it is a real gift that we have someone here tonight that lives what they speak. And at this time, I would like very much to bring up Myrlie Evers-Williams.
I am Myrlie Evers-Williams. Fifth generation from slavery. And as I sat in the audience and looked at the photos that were shown and listened to the beautiful voice of the soloist, knowing the songs only too well because they were what fed us over the years, kept our spirit alive. As I thought about the young woman who wrote this book and wondered how could she capture the essence of those people and that time so well, so beautifully. I thought about the time when we as slaves could not talk about our feelings, lest those feelings be reported to the big house, and we would be beaten or punished in some way for questioning the society that embraced slavery. And I realized that There were other ways of talking and speaking to each other, and that was through music. That was through song. And I thought about one song in particular that linked the people from the slave huts all the way through history to those women portrayed in the book, The Help. And there was one song that just stayed with me. I'm not a soloist, but I want to share it with you. Ain't nobody gonna keep me down, keep me down, keep me down. Ain't nobody gonna keep me down, oh Lord, oh Lord. Not gonna let anybody turn me round, turn me round, turn me round. Ain't gonna let nobody turn me round. Oh Lord, oh my Lord. Those songs, those words. Always let the next door neighbor, someone who worked in the house with you, in the fields with you, know that all hope was not lost. That regardless of how tough things were, there was a spirit that said, nothing will keep me down. And it's something that has gone through the years, even until this day. And I hope we don't lose that spirit. Even though, and thank you, even though we talk so loudly about the progress that we have made, there are still things that have to be addressed. And none of us should let those negative things keep us down and from being the people that we know we are capable of being in this country of America. I wondered, how did this young woman, this author, get into the heart and the souls of those women, the help? And before I read the book, I said, can she really do it? Is it really captured in the pages? I put the book aside and I said, I'll get to it. And I got to it. And in 2 nights, I completed it from cover to cover. And it made me think about those women, those who are characterized as the help. And I thought about my parents who said, no way will you live that life because we are living it and we will do that to keep you from ever having to do that. And I think about my mother, the help in a restaurant called the Old Southern Tea Room, who was required to wear the big skirt, the apron, and the bandana on her hair. And it was reported to me that she decided that wearing that bandana made her feel less and be seen as less in the eyes of the customer there. And one day she ripped it off and said no more. And she was fired on the spot. And as I was told, she had this tray with the goodies and the tea on it and kind of dropped it right there and walked out. And